And welcome back to another edition of Neon Trash. It's your boy, Tommy the Hammer, coming at you guys again with another movie review. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the films that I've been reviewing this entire month for Black History Month. And I realized that I wasn't able to kind of flesh out this theme how me and the rest of the crew originally envisioned, but I definitely tried my best, and I wanted to pick a multitude of original and off the beaten trail movies for you guys to check out, some of which that I've seen before, others that I've never even actually touched upon myself. And tonight is another one of those movies that I've never actually seen, but I've been wanting to check out. It is none other than the Outcast movie, Idlewild. Now, I'm a huge fan of Andre 3000 and Big Boy. I'm a huge fan of their albums. Most people don't really lean into the musical genre in terms of the overall cinematic experience. And for one of my picks for Black History Month, I wanted to choose something that was decidedly musical. You guys know this routine. Check out the trailer. Peep that shit when we get back. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna know my opinion on Idlewild.
See? Pink satin, just like I told you.
That was the day me and Rooster met.
Percival, pay attention, Percival. B flat.
Piano was my thing. Rooster preferred singing and gambling.
Collect my money, pay up.
We were from two totally different sides of the track with one common ground: music. We called the place church, but it was anything but that.
Here comes the family man.
More like bow tie pimp.
Keep away from my husband.
Gentlemen.
Angel Davenport.
Big Angel Davenport.
In the flesh, honey.
She look better in the pictures if you ask me.
You're a cute piano player.
Lord, how can it be so hard?
The price just went up to $2 a bar.
Now, who told you was in charge?
Who's gonna tell me I'm not?
Now I gotta run the club, pay everybody.
Figured out he always do.
If I don't get killed first.
There's a whole movement going on in Harlem, and you're down here watching the seasons pass by.
I have to take care of my father.
She's trash. She's gonna leave you.
You don't know her.
Nobody wanted to dance when I had a lot of time on my hands. Now I got a lot of hands on my time, and everybody wanna be a friend of mine. Whoa, whoa, I wouldn't mind a friend. The fellas back home all trying to win.
Got songs the whole world need to hear.
I'm buying us 2 tickets. We can leave tonight.
No better place to fall in love. Angels sent from heaven above, swing down. Watch your thing that you're gonna say. Deep down, there's a little old place. The Idlewild fans, man, they don't play. Don't make this in the telegram to Rooster, he'll shoot you.
Idlewild.
And come change your life.
Okay guys, I just got done watching the movie Idlewild. This film is directed by a man by the name of Brian Barber, and if you don't know who he is, well, I don't blame you, because I didn't before I researched this actual movie. He is a music video director, and I'd have to say that Idlewild is the exact movie that you get when you allow a music video director to helm a feature-length movie. On one hand, this movie definitely takes a nod from the gangster films of the 1930s, 1940s, and the 1950s, and really wants to tell this engaging narrative. On the other hand, it really wants to be a stylized, modern-day, contemporary retelling or revisionist perspective of that era by interjecting a lot of modern-day sentiment, modern-day hip-hop, and this whole kind of burlesque, infatuation that was really big in the mid-2000s. And that's actually one thing I could really compliment this movie about, is it's decidedly the mid-2000s. And, that's why I like revisiting movies, revisiting films from specific eras, is you get to check out that decade or that year and, I don't know, kind of come back to whatever was popular during that specific time period. So Idlewild definitely was, you know, ringing true to that era. Narratively speaking, I feel like this movie has a lot of really good ideas, and there's definitely some characters that are very interesting, and the actors in this movie are immensely engaging in their own way, but at the same time, I feel like there's a certain, you know, element to the overall narrative that feels very distracted. Almost like the director can't really, you know, get a bead on what direction he wants to go in. Is it really gonna be style, or is it gonna really be substance? Andre 3000 and Big Boy, I thought were, you know, pretty good in their roles, but there was a certain detachment to the two characters that I really couldn't put my finger on. On one hand, it seemed like they were like two birds of a feather, and maybe that has something to do with the fact that they are, you know, bandmates, that they, you know, roll together in the Outcast project. But at the same time, there was a certain distracted element to these two characters, almost as if they were separated by the narrative. And when you're watching the movie, you feel kind of, you know, pulled apart by these two individual characters. The one actor that I thought was surprisingly engaging was Terrence Howard. He was absolutely frightening and kind of the villain of this movie. He comes out of nowhere at the beginning of the film. He's kind of quiet and he's in the background, and somehow he snakes his way into the forefront and kills a lot of people in violent fashion and kind of chews up the scenery. He steals the show. And that's, you know, that's a compliment. I mean, any good villain in a movie, you know, be it the Joker or like a Bond villain or something like that, they gotta really revel and enjoy what they're doing on screen. Well, I feel like, you know, he does that in this movie. In terms of a musical that I'm reviewing here on the channel, well, I feel like it's successful in the fact that a lot of the songs and, you know, hip-hop numbers in this movie are fucking awesome. I mean, the beginning of the movie opens up with this great rap track by Big Boy called Bow Tie that's just fucking awesome. I think it's the best song in the entire album. Ultimately, though, I don't think this movie is entirely a success. There are definitely moments where I felt like the film was kind of dragging, and it's almost 2 hours. I feel like the director could have shaved off a solid 30 minutes and got to the point a little bit quicker. With a better writer or a better script, I feel like this movie could have been a cult classic, and with a more tighter sense to the overall runtime, it wouldn't seem like a drag in parts to the overall audience. So out of 10 stars, I feel like I could give the movie Idlewild a solid 6.5, strong 7 out of 10.